Hey my beauties, just 1 second, I'm gonna go live on Instagram. Just 2 seconds while you're hopping on. And I'm live. Okay, beautiful. Hi everyone. All right, so a week has been amazing. I have gotten so much done. I don't know how you guys do things, but I really love being productive, and whatever it is, at any given moment, at any given time, I love to be productive, and this is no difference. Hey Beth, hey Miriam, hey Miss Anastasia. I hope I'm pronouncing that one correct, your name correctly, because some people want Anastasia, some people say Anastasia. So welcome everyone. I'm very, very excited. Today's episode is going to be, actually this whole year, I decided to pivot a little bit. So last year I was very makeup tutorial-y, right? If that's a word. But this year I want to focus more on product and application, not just based on a certain type of look, but more on a technique. So there are certain things that I do throughout the year with my tutorials, and if you have been following me for the past, has been like 2 years? Yeah, 2 years doing lives. You know that I really love giving you simplicity, functionality, things that you can take with you, on the go, just quick, but actually useful, right? If you understand what I'm saying. So moving forward, you're gonna see a little change. I'm still doing tutorials for Halloweens and Purims and all those creative outlets that I really enjoy. Oh my god, I'm really enjoying that. However, I'm adding on top of that really formulation and answering your questions regarding your skin and answering your questions that I get all the time. Which foundation is good for me? Which lipstick is good for me? My skin is this way. My pores are this way. What do I do? What can I bring in? I'm literally laying it all out this year. Every single week you're gonna get a ton of knowledge in my products, NLA Cosmetics products, and how to use them, why use them, how to choose the right one, because I think those are, I believe that it's super important to understand. Today you saw the name of our lives, right? For you guys on Facebook. By the way, I'm not wearing any makeup at all. Hey, got Molly, welcome. For the purpose, because I'm gonna be actually putting some things on. Today I'm starting a 3-part series. It may be 4-part series, but right now I'm all set on 3-part series because I think I really want to dig into these products in particular, because this is where I get the most questions sent to me to kind of understand these 3 particular techniques. So I decided to go live and do, today will be like an overview of what we're talking about for the next 3 weeks. And then next Monday we're gonna do part 1, and then the following Monday part 2, and then the following Monday part 3. So we're gonna be using these techniques and really understanding what they are. Okay, so let's get right into it. By the way, I am testing different times right now because evening I'm normally doing 8 p.m. Eastern. But that time is not working out for me simply because my kids are literally knocking on the door when I'm going live because they're home, and during the day they're in school and daycare, and it's fine. Like, it's just so peaceful, even though my twins are upstairs, but it's fine, they're with the babysitter, not a big deal. So let's get right into today's topic. 3 techniques that every woman must know. This is my personal, based on experience, you could say, personal and professional opinion, based on what I have seen in the past few years. Hi Diana, welcome. And I think it's very important to understand for every woman that these 3 techniques are your basics, and if you can kind of get into it and understand them, it'll really help your makeup game. Help your makeup game. It's number 1 thing to know. So let's get into technique number one. Technique number one that I believe every woman should know is your foundation, how to apply your foundation. In my line, in MLA Cosmetics, we carry 3 different types of foundations. You have the liquid foundation that you guys know I use most of the time, and then you have loose powder foundation that comes with 2 finishes, matte and like a dewy glowy one. And we just recently launched a pressed powder foundation. My line does not have any artificial disgusting fillers. It's a very clean line. When I say vegan, I mean vegan in a way where it's clean, right? There are no phthalates, there are no parabens, God forbid. There are no artificial colors, there are no synthetic garbage that's actually toxic for you. None of that we use. Hey KK, Ru ACC, welcome. So let me just introduce to you how to apply foundation, but we're gonna dive much deeper into it next week on Monday, so make sure you don't miss it. So when it comes to foundation, there are multitude of ways on how to use it, right? There are multitude of ways of how to use it, depending on the product. In depth, I am gonna go next week, but today I'm gonna show you very basically of how quickly you can make a mistaken application of foundation if you have the wrong brush and if you have the wrong product. So here I have 3 foundation brushes, right? This is our brand new brush that we're launching, and this is the blurring foundation that I'm literally obsessed with. This is the one that I've been using for years, and I love this one. This is my staple. It's a very dense brush. It's a jumbo flat top, and this one is your flat foundation brush. Okay, so let's take the perfect example of a liquid foundation, which a lot of my clients do use. It's one of my best sellers, and a lot of women use this. So let's put it on my type of skin texture, which is more obviously there's more pores, right? It's just the way my skin is. And you can see, obviously there's no filter. You guys, you know, I don't like to put on filters. I really like it to be my skin, so that when I am talking about a specific product and I'm applying it on myself, you can actually see what it's gonna look like. Now, your skin is not the same as my skin, obviously. We all have completely different textures, completely different undertones. It's kind of like a connect the dots. You know, remember when we did that in grade school? You know, you gotta put certain things to match them up. It's exactly how it is. We might both have the same skin type but not the same undertone. We can both have the same elasticity but not the same texture. There's so many different things about skin that many brands don't talk about, and then when they're doing the makeup tutorial, what do you see? You see this beautifully applied foundation, and then you go and you buy it and then you put it on your face and you're thinking, well, why doesn't it look like that? Hi Elsie, welcome. Why doesn't it look like that on me? Well, it's very simple, because the model has been prepped. What does prep mean? We've done this many times. You guys can comment and let me know, but I'm gonna give you a little refresher. Obviously, you need to take care of your skin, you need to exfoliate, you need to use the right products for your skin, which your esthetician comes in. Not your local YouTube influencer. Sorry, but that's just how it is. You cannot go by what the influencers are saying, because that's what works for them. You have to go to your esthetician. You have to go to your skincare professional. Hey Odelia, how are you? You have to go to your own people for them to literally look at your skin. It is not a Zoom conversation. It is definitely not a YouTube conversation. It is between you and your esthetician, your beauty professional, who will understand your skin, who will tell you, oh, okay, great, this is what you need for your skin. You have this such and such skin. So that's very important. Okay, so that's number one. Once you figure out what type of skin you have and what type of skin regimen you do, that's where your due diligence comes in. Right? So this is where you go in and you're like, okay, According to what I was told from my esthetician or facialist, I have, let's say, normal skin type with blue undertones, or a more olive or a more cooler undertones, and I'm gonna need this type of foundation, this type of this type of that. Or if you have freckles like me, right, the sun freckles on this face, if I want to get them off, what do I need to use? And that is how your makeup application is gonna look the most. You're gonna maximize that payoff, right? You're gonna maximize that payoff of color, that payoff of technique. All of those things are gonna come together after you finish speaking with your esthetician, and it could be whoever. I don't know anyone personally that I'll recommend. Obviously, you guys are from all over the world, so you'll have to do that on your own and ask around, go to someone and do that. So that's why when you're looking at an influencer and they're applying, or you're looking at a makeup brand and they're doing this amazing models, and it's just the foundation just flows on their skin and everything just like perfectly aligns and the colors look beautiful and everything is just perfect. Skincare, and of course lighting, right? Lighting is very important. A lot of times you use this lighting that is it'll complement your features, right? If you have so many different lights. So when it comes to me, I like to do things that are very transparent. So I don't like to use filters when I'm doing lives, especially, or when I'm teaching you something specific. You can use your filters when you're doing anything else under the sun, like reels or stories or fun stuff, whatever. But don't put on filter when you're actually teaching somebody how to do skin, like how your product is actually gonna look on you. Okay, so let's grab this one, and I'm not wearing any primer on my face because we're talking about foundation specifically. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just apply, just like this, the foundation. With this particular technique, as you can see more texture on my skin. You can see my texture. Why? Because my pores are a little bit larger. I actually didn't put ice on my face. Usually I do. I like to put that on. Like when you wake up and you feel a little bit like, we all kind of swell up sometimes, right? When we're sleeping, only because we're sleeping like whatever, however. So if you put ice over it, you will notice how your pores are shrinking, how your skin becomes a little bit more like, flawless. I don't know how to even explain it. You have to put on like a little ice cube. Just make some ice cubes. You don't have to be fancy, and just literally roll it all over your face. Just kind of go in circular motion and apply that ice around the whole face. Okay, you're gonna wake up your skin. It's gonna be phenomenal. So another thing that I'm gonna show you, which is very important, is when you're using the right brush and the right product together for your skin. So so three things have to come together: your brush, right, your applicator, your product, and what skin type you have, the texture you have. Hi Osama, welcome. So I'm gonna put it directly here. I'm just using a little bit, and all I'm doing is, first of all, giving myself a fantastic coverage because this brush is amazing. Second of all, my pores are literally like filled in, because this pushes the foundation into my skin. And as you can see, I'm not using any concealer, and I'm just going around the perimeter of the skin. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Look at that. It's sort of like I erased any imperfections on my face. I mean, look at this before, right? Like a tired eyes, a little bit of dark circles, right, from lack of sleep, obviously with the twins. And then here, and I barely put any foundation. This is how the foundation works, right? When I'm applying, when three things come together: the right tool, the right product for that tool, and both of these have to match your skin. Hey, welcome Sammy Gonzalez. Can you use brush for powders also? Can I use this brush for powders? Yes, you can absolutely use this for powder. And actually next week when I do my live specifically on foundation, definitely tune in, because I'm gonna be demonstrating different techniques with just these three foundations. I'm gonna be demonstrating it with the same brushes, with different brushes, right? So I'm gonna be using all of these brushes on all of these foundations. So as you can see, what a huge difference. When I didn't do this, it kind of looked like, okay, so it just looks normal. But now that you see me with foundation on one side, it's like, what the heck happened, right? It looks like this girl needs sleep. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. Look, it's like I'm literally erasing. I'm erasing my sleepless nights. Just, it's like an eraser. This is how this foundation, you know, when you're picking the right color, and it also has this amazing technology where it'll color adjust to your skin. So when you're applying it, it may look like it's a little bit off if you didn't choose the right color 100%. And then as it sits on your skin, you suddenly notice that it warms up and it looks better and better and better. It's like a literally erased on a Photoshop what I'm doing, like all my darkness, right? All the uneven skin tone, which is what the foundation is used for. It is literally to just even out your skin tone, prepare your canvas. A lot of times when I was starting out and when I went to learn how to become a makeup artist, I always was questioning, like, how do people do their eyes? A lot of makeup artists, they do their eyes of a customer first and then they do the rest of the face. For me, I'm so visual that I need to see the blank canvas first before I do my eyes. And I understand the reasoning behind it because, you know, makeup falls on the face, you still have to erase it. But even in this case, I like to put foundation before, most of the time, unless I'm doing like a Halloween makeup where I'm gonna use something that's gonna literally fall and it doesn't matter what you put on your face. I like to put on because all that eyeshadow that's gonna fall on your face is gonna go into your pores. And it's just gonna be much harder to clean off. But when you have something underneath here, it's just so much easier to get rid of. So for me personally, this was number one. Always, 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 this was number one. And I tried to do this first, the whole face. And then I don't have anything there that is going to distract me from doing the makeup on a person. Hey Hassan, hey Jamie, hey Vanessa, welcome. That nothing's gonna distract me from the face, okay? From doing the actual makeup. So that's your technique number one that you must, absolutely must master, is how to apply your foundation. And for those of you that just joined, today I'm giving an overview what I'm going to be doing for the next 3 weeks. We're going to be doing diving really deep into 3 techniques that you must know, like every woman literally must know in makeup application. Very, very important. So now that we're done with our foundation, the next thing that I want to show you is this was a split between the two. Of course, no problem. So this was a split between the two because some women don't do their brows, some people don't use mascara, right? But most women do one or the other, right? I personally don't really do my eyebrows. Very rarely will I just fill it in if I'm doing something like when I want to really just for my brows to stand out, but these are my natural brows and I just don't really bother with it. But the second technique that you must master, if you have to do your brows, you need to learn how to do your brows. Like, don't skip that part. If you're gonna skip your mascara, that's okay. That's for those of you that really need help with the brows, right? Like you either have very sparse or like very thinned out or whatever it is that you don't like about it, you must learn how to do your brows. And this is going to be in the second week, right? In 2 weeks that we're going to be doing the brows. So I kind of did a hybrid on step 2 because of whoever needs to do what. But you must know these techniques. So let's get into the brows. With the brows, there's a whole system that I teach. A whole system. Hey, GG89. A whole system that I teach, and I'm going to show you how you measure your eye. And I've done this before, but a lot of you are new to my channel, so welcome. And so I'm going to show you like a quick quick technique, right? Like a little overview, as I mentioned before, of how you're gonna do your brows. And of course, it depends on what is the problem we are solving. You want it thicker, maybe you have plenty of brows, but you just want it thicker. Maybe you want to change the coloring a little bit, like on the side or in the front. So totally different things are happening with your brows. And this is why, again, for those of you that live and breathe social media and you're constantly going back to the influencers on YouTube, on Instagram or whatever, and you're following their technique and it's just not working, that's why. Because you need to figure out what works for your brows, for your eyes, for your lips, for your face, for your cheeks. You need to figure that out. If you don't figure it out, that's when you're gonna constantly hit a snag. Because people on social media, they do it on their faces most of the time, right? So unless you take a specific course or you buy some kind of, I don't know, whatever, coaching program for your makeup, for your face, where someone can actually tell you how to tell what type of products you need, I would stay away from following certain, YouTube University, right? Which we're all guilty of doing. I personally love YouTube because I know my face very well. So when you already understand what type of makeup you need for your face, right? So for my face, what do I need for my round face, my round eyes? What I need, that's a completely different animal now, right? It's a completely different field. Now I can look at an influencer and say, oh, I love that technique. Let me incorporate that. I was looking for something like that. Let me incorporate that, right? But if you don't do that, if you don't do that homework in the beginning, if you do not understand what you're doing and you're just copying, it's going to be a problem. So I'm going to give you a basic technique. And again, in 2 weeks, we're going to go over this. The next week, we're going to do the foundation. Welcome, Blake, Hild, Petty, and Hot Burst. Welcome. So this one is my dual side incredible pencil that's retractable, right? It goes back and forth. It's on an angle, so it's a little triangle, which I love because certain things you need to really kind of make it thin, and certain places you need it a little bit thicker. And on this side there's a spoolie. So your basic technique would be, if you don't measure, you don't do anything, you just need to kind of fill it in. Just brush your brows out like this and see what's the problem. And then like over here, you see this right in the center, in the middle, I have this little bit of missing here. You see, I'm literally just filling them in. I'm not doing anything else. Same thing here. All I did was just fill in whatever I need. And it is going to be different for everybody. Some of you will have to do the whole mapping that I teach you. So in 2 weeks, make sure you join 12 o'clock Eastern time. And I'm going to be going into the brows. Brows are very important. I feel like brows and mascara make the face. Even when I do a full glam on the face, until I do my lashes, it just doesn't look right. To me, it just doesn't look right at all. I don't know how about you. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. But to me, I can do a whole tutorial, and if I don't do my brows, it just looks like a disaster. The second technique for the number 2 that you must know is, of course, mascara. Mascara is so important for your overall look. Now, for those of you that are blessed with like this very thick, long lashes, you're amazing. My sisters have that, and they, even if they don't put on mascara, they still look beautiful because the lashes are long enough and thick enough to kind of, make the face. For me personally, I have very small lashes, right? Which I don't mind because there's always mascara. So I'm going to show you 2 different things that you need to know, right? And this is, of course, optional. It depends on what is it that you're looking for in the end result. One is a little bit more advanced, or I should say intermediate, and one is your basic mascara, right? This is my organic mascara. It comes in 2 colors. You can choose from dark brown or black. So with this little guy over here, this is a lash curler, which I think every woman should really own. It's very important for you ladies with either short or very straight lashes. So when you're doing your lashes and you're applying mascara and you feel like it's doing nothing for you, whatever mascara you're using, this is your best friend. Now what you can do is you can actually put a little bit of blow dryer on it to heat it up a little bit. Make sure that it's warm to the touch. It is not hot because you don't want to burn your lashes. Or you can just use it straight like this without doing anything. So all you're doing is you're looking straight and you're kind of like hugging your lashes. All I'm doing is looking straight. That's it. And then just go a few times like this. Look at this. I'm gonna come closer. Look at this and look at that. You see it? You see, guys, on Instagram the difference? It's huge. And you guys on Facebook, you see what I'm doing? Look at the difference between this and this. It's insane. Okay. Hey Salman. Hey Bella. Muddy. Gyro. Hey Tammy. So this is with the curling wand, and this one is without. This is just my lashes. So when I'm applying mascara, I like to utilize the pinky. You guys remember the pinky? For those of you that have been watching me for years, you know that this is my technique that I love and I teach all the time, and it is actually available in my course as well when I'm teaching you step by step on how to use it. But the pinky will give you that incredible control, because when you're doing it on the, like, in the air, you can do that if you know what you're doing, right? Like some of us can just do it on the fly while we're flying through the aisles, right? But some of us need a little bit more help, so this is actually going to help you. And I'm going from the root up. So this is the eye where I did the curling wand. Look at this. Now on this side, remove excess, always remove excess. Now on this side, I did not apply the curling wand. So this is what it would look like without it. Because I have like straight, short eyelashes. So this is what it looks like without it, and this is what it looks like with, right? So this is without it, and this is with. So you have a little bit more definition when you're curling it. You're still getting plenty of definition with this mascara because it's just a phenomenal mascara, right? But I wanted you to see the difference. And I wanted you to understand, hey Martino, how are you? And I wanted you to understand how to do this, okay? And of course, for the third technique that you absolutely must know, and that is how to apply your lip, okay? Your lip color can be a lip gloss, can be a lipstick. I don't even care what it is, okay? Put a crayon. I don't care. I mean, don't put a crayon, but you know what I mean. Your lip technique. And some of you will probably ask, well, why not have the blush technique as one of the must techniques? I don't think it's a must. I think must techniques are your foundation, your mascara, brows, and your lip, because those are the things that are definitely more trickier, definitely change your face almost completely. Not change, but enhance. Like you're literally enhancing your features with those, right? And so that's why I said, you know what, I'm gonna do these techniques because these are the ones that I believe are the most important ones, right? And then you can pivot. And I've done a million tutorials where you could see the other one, and of course we're gonna do blush, but not this time. This time I wanted to get into the 3 techniques that you must know, right? Every woman must know when you're applying makeup on. So for the lipstick, I'm gonna be using my Blushing Bride. This color is just literally like a mauvey pink. It's one of my most best sellers. Works great on pretty much any skin. So the way you apply it is you have to use that pinky, right? Same thing. Your pinky, give yourself a little smile, right? Look at that. Center out, center out. Don't skip this part. Don't skip that part. please, oh my God, I'm begging you. I've seen this so many times where women just skip this part on the inner corners of your mouth. Don't skip this part. Hey, Zissy Klein. Hey, Pradeep Kumars. Very important. So when you're applying your lip products, right, you can do it a couple of ways, but the way that I love is lipsticks and lip glosses. You're just gonna glide from like right to left, left to right. Or if you have a little bit of a looser skin, I would give myself a little bit bigger smile just to make sure that the lips are kind of like, you know, taut. And then from the center and in, out and in. So instead of gliding from right to left or left to right, just gonna go from inside and then going outwards, right? And the same way back. For the center, what I like to do is from the middle, it's like you're drawing a little heart, but you're not really drawing a heart. You're just following whatever your lips are and then go. That's it. Like 2 commas. And then oh my God, don't let me catch you rubbing your lips against each other. We cannot be in the same room together if you do that. I'm just kidding. But please, for crying out loud, so many of you do that, and I don't know why. I don't know who is this person that teaches you that. Don't do that because the skin on your lips is so thin, it's so thin that you're just pulling it and it'll just become more wrinkly. What I do is, like, I know a lot of people like to warm it up that way. Don't do that. Please don't do that. First of all, if you're using my lipstick, which I hope you do, it's all organic and natural, and it uses minerals and just yummy ingredients, and it'll just warm up on your lips on its own. It'll take its color. Okay? Another reason is if you do want to warm it up, if you're just so used to it, then just press your lips together like this. That's it. You see what I did? I pressed them together and I let it go. I pressed them together and I let it go. I don't do this. You know how you rub your lips against each other? First of all, when you're doing it too long, you're gonna come out of your lines. So right there, the top and the bottom lip are almost never identical, right? Almost never. You either have done lip injections or whatever, or you just have these perfectly round lips from top and bottom, which I actually haven't seen maybe 1 or 2 times, but you don't want to do that. Most of us do have a line that actually is different on top, the outline, and on the bottom, right? On the bottom it's more like a rounder, and on top it has a little bit of that dip. Again, not everybody, some do have that line straight on top, but they are a little bit different. So you don't want to rub your lips against each other. And of course, you're gonna get wrinkles, and then you're gonna go and spend, I don't know how many loads of money on all kinds of lip treatment, and you don't need to do that. You just have to practice the right way of applying makeup on your face. We start digging these problems totally on our own. Hey, Erdiana and Lara Lee, Princess, welcome. So these are very important. If you don't know these basics, absolutely join me in my 3-part series. It's gonna be a live just like this. You don't need to get any tickets. Just hop on either my Facebook or my Instagram, doesn't matter, or my group on Facebook, NLA Cosmetics Beauty. I'm gonna go deep into these 3 techniques that I taught you today. They're very important. I believe they're must techniques. And again, for those of you that are new to my channel, first of all, welcome. I'm Yelena. I'm the owner, the founder of NLA Cosmetics. It's a fully natural organic makeup line made here in the US, actually here in Long Island. And it's a beautiful, yummy line without any chemicals in it. The colors come from minerals. I'm actually gonna do a live. I've been wanting to do this live for a while, but I just have so many different ideas that I wanna talk about that I keep getting it sidetracked, keep pushing it away, I should say. And the live about how the colors come about when you do minerals, because a lot of people don't really understand how you can make different colors from minerals, but it's actually the way you heat up the mineral. It's a whole process, and it changes color accordingly. So we are actually using extracts and botanicals and different natural oils, essential oils, I should say, organic ingredients to create this line. So when you're applying it on, like I have kids, thank God, and when I'm applying my makeup on and I'm holding my children and our faces rub against each other, I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty about it at all because it does not transfer any chemicals. It doesn't make my skin go bad. I mean, you have seen women over the years that you know that have been using chemical makeup, and unfortunately, by the time they hit a certain age, their faces are already, they look so much older than their age. It's crazy. It shouldn't happen that way at all, ever. It really should never happen that way. So this is why I tell everybody right from the beginning. Oh my God. Hey Elizabeth, hey Agnes, hey Tammy, hey Hannah, Lucy. Oh my gosh, I totally missed this party over here. And Kathy, let me read this. Hey gorgeous Helena, hey love, hi. Is there any way that you can post the link to the brush and the foundation? Absolutely, I'm gonna be posting everything immediately after this live on Facebook, and then tomorrow you guys are gonna, hey Ismail, hey Vaughn, you're gonna get it as well. Don't skip the corners of your mouth. Yes, Kathy, thank you. By the way, Kathy is a skincare guru, so if you guys want to learn about skin, obviously she did not ask me to say this, I just know her and her products are phenomenal. So it's Kathy Smith. She's all over social media, and if you guys need a link to her profile, I'm happy to give her. She is older than you think, and she looks much younger than you think. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. She's phenomenal, and this is how I know that products work: when a woman does not look like her age at all, not even in the vicinity, not even in the same zip code. Like, this woman is amazing. So Kathy, thank you so much. Okay, so hi Smile. So that's very important. So with that said, we're definitely for sure tagging everything, all the products. It looks like this timing works for you guys. Definitely works for me because it's quiet in here. So that's very important. Love you more. No, but it's amazing because sometimes I look at the influencers, and not to judge at all, but I'm just like kind of speaking my mind, and I see when they remove their makeup off, unless it's a medical condition, it shouldn't look like that, right? And not every influencer on the planet has a medical condition, and some of them have good skin, but after you take off the makeup, and when your skin itself, if it just doesn't look healthy, that kind of gives me that red flag in the back of my mind, because, well, how does this even happen? How does it happen that the skin is so bad, right? And then a lot of people are using toxic chemicals in their skin, and you really shouldn't be using that. It's 2023. We have technology. We have the resources to make it healthy, right? And we should, right? So do your research, do your due diligence. Without proper research, without investing into your skin, into your cosmetics, it will show on your face. You can't hide it. Remember, the skin is the largest organ on your body. It takes 26 seconds for whatever you apply to get straight into your bloodstream. So be careful. So by the time you realize, oh shoot, it has parabens, well, you're kind of building those up in your body. And it doesn't just go in through makeup, it's a skincare as well. So make sure you turn a bottle around, right? It doesn't matter what it says on the front, what matters is on the back. Very important. Hey, Fala. Number one thing is to read ingredients. If you don't understand an ingredient, Google it. Google is available for everybody. It doesn't cost a dime. The information today is available to all of us equally. And also reach out to the brand and say, hey, what is this ingredient? Because sometimes when you look up an ingredient, there could be a synthetic or a natural form to the same ingredient, like alcohol, right? There's a synthetic form of alcohol, which we use in products sometimes when, like for example, Passover products, we're not allowed to use a regular alcohol, right? So we use synthetic. Same thing with many, many, many different chemicals. So you need to reach out to the company and say, hey, are you using the natural form or are you using the synthetic form? Be curious. Be curious, because just like you're buying and spending on your organic foods and you're checking your non-GMO labels and OMSG labels, it's even more important to check your cosmetics, because we keep washing our faces, we keep brushing our teeth, and it's all going into our body. So makeup is basically a topical. It's a cosmetic, right? Skincare is your treatment. It's your root. So when you don't have that base, you can apply all the makeup in the world, but it's not going to get rid of your flaky skin. It's not going to get rid of your acne. It's not going to contribute maybe to it, right? If you're using the right one. But it's not going to do anything for you other than literally you're going to apply it over whatever problems you have. But then at the end of the day, you'll have to take it off. Hopefully you do. Doesn't matter what you're using. You should always cleanse your face before you go to sleep, unless you're really tired. It's okay. Go to sleep. No one's going to die. Don't worry. Relax. But normally, you definitely have to remove your makeup, wash your face, cleanse your face, detox your skin. Hey Alina, yes, always read ingredients everywhere, food including. Yes. And Alina is huge on that as well, and one of my biggest supporters. So thank you so much. And hey Anano and Denda. So I hope you enjoyed this little preview. For the next 3 weeks, we're going to be deep diving into different types of foundations and how to use it. That's going to be next week. The week after that, we're going to be going diving very deep into the brows, because I think that technique needs to be mastered. And I always give you the beginning, intermediate, and advanced techniques all in one live. Most of my lives, unless I really want to niche it down, okay? So I always try to break it up and not have like a 7-hour live, because I have a lot of knowledge in my mind, as all of you professionals do, and we can talk forever. But I'm going to be breaking it up, and then we're going to also touch upon in the same live on mascara, because it's not a huge conversation. And then the third one and final will be about your lip application, because it's very important to really grasp that concept. Thank you, sweetheart. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy that I changed the timing to 12 p.m. Eastern. I finally see girls on here, women on here, I should say, that usually sleep at the time of my live, which is usually at 8 p.m. So hopefully this works out for you guys. So I will see you all next week, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for our foundation. Don't miss it. Your questions are going to be answered. And if you have, of course, more questions, please send them my way. I love you all, and I will see you next week.